But object-based Pokemon will always be stupid and uninspired.
You might want to read more origins there, Batman. It is the highlight of how to properly pronounce my name, Klefki. I think being a fairy type excuses its object-based origin as it can be a sign of enchantment. But having a little keyring with the power to smite down Dracos of intense atmosphere, I think potential is a key word here. It's a Pokemon that also looks more alive than many past object Pokemon. So alive, in fact, that you don't want to piss it off to the extent that it will scratch your leased car. Klefki's Uber. Yep. But I don't care that much about Smogon, so I'll just follow the battle recommendations and that's it. Such as how leftovers can keep this somewhat tank in control, with Prankster getting to the opponent before they even know that the Thunderwave prank is being uploaded to YouTube, but then it goes wrong because he performed it in the hood and someone punched it in the face, thus getting a lot of racist comments. Keep in mind though, Klefki also laid some spikes down to hurt them, so people then felt they had to play rough. Man, that's funny. And okay, the Y entry is a flat out lie. Think of how many places Team Flare have raided. Pull the other one, thanks. I love how the origin is kind of juvenile with the mention of the tale of people blaming fairies for their keys going missing. It reminds me of when I was a kid and thought that the torch spotlight on the wall was Tinkerbell. But then there's the origin of carrying an iron charm to ward off Fey mischief. So if that is a superstition, why do people feel the need to kill rabbits? Savages. And finally, some French origin that Gen 5 started off, with Clef being French for key and kleptomaniac being related to its first sense of originality, or origin being the proper words. Petor! The only Pokemon with an evident dog collar applied, Heliolisk. Like a lot of people, I was expecting Helioptile to evolve into some sort of epic lizard dragon thing, but the subtlety works quite well here. You still get an athletic looking little reptile to do quite some damage, with more of a cool looking design than a monstrous one. So with that said, why not drain its life away with a life orb to also power its attacks? Then utilize Dry Skin for that nice sunny rainy weather, and then use Volt Switch to escape any danger like an oncoming car. Hyper Voice to have that annoying voice, Grass Knot or Surf for type coverage, and Thunderbolt for the stab. They can power a skyscraper. That's a lot of fish. Its Y entry describes it as something somewhat related to the Flash. I shall now call it the Rapid Reptile, as well as stimulating its body with electricity. As evident, it's based on the frill-necked lizard, as well as also resembling the sun, only from the surface, so don't think you can match up with Volcarona. Just ruined your day there. Maybe Surf can get him, to which Surf in itself is a reference to the Basilisk, which can run on water for a few seconds. Or the Dry Skin ability, perhaps, you know. Obviously, the name is based off Helios, Greek god of the sun, and either Basilisk or Obelisk, Egyptian god card. 4Kids is slowly rising from the depths of hell. 3! We now go into the depths of hypnotherapy with Malamar, a squid Pokemon with a topsy-turvy appearance relating to its evolution concept, which involves holding the console upside down. It has this purple sinister appearance which is awfully mysterious, like what exactly is behind those eyes besides blood vessels? Well, with the leftovers, Malamar has plenty of time to put contrary to good use with superpower to raise its stats instead of lowering them, using knockoff to stagger the plans of the foe, rest to rest up, and sleep talk to be more annoying with more superpower. Another Pokemon we've already talked about with its powers being entirely persuasive and love fluid splattering everywhere in an unorderly fashion. So yes, it's based on an upside down squid, also being inspired by the vampire squid's ability to invert its tentacles and produce light, its name being based on either the Latin word for bad or the Greek word for mollusk. My options lie with the first one, as the second part refers to calamari. I mean, calamari mollusk would sound kind of redundant. Die! Smooth and sleek. Noivern. I knew Gen 6 was gonna be good when I saw Noivern's design, which made up for that other stupid bat in Gen 5. You hear that? I hate you for no other reason besides that you're ugly! But with an intimidating look, some freakish daredevil hearing, an arm/wing hybrid bitch slap set, and a majestic neck scarf fur piece, Noivern has the swoons of everlasting love. It's good to go with a Life Orb and Infiltrator that makes sure there's no wall stopping it from bringing out its impressive strength with Draco Meteor to rain down on them. Then either Flamethrower or Focus Blast for type coverage, Hurricane for that risky stab, and Taunt to ward off any desire for protection. Noivern can evidently swoop down and snatch a cow because they're pretty careless, right? And they possibly can exist in the Pokemon world. So if it can overcome large boulders, why is it still weak to rock-type moves? Noivern being the fastest dragon type makes it a pretty reliable ally, and being based partially on a wyvern is once again pretty majestic, as well as a fruit bat, which makes it cuter, I guess. Then also providing mixing in a recording studio with its loudspeaker ears, to which he does that thing that Stitch does with the record. Gargoyle stereo wyvern bat. Man. Still Pokemon. The ultimate Marmite Pokemon, Hawlucha. Okay, I guess Klefki is kind of like that as well. I can understand why people might see this Pokemon in a different way to the other person who likes it. It's like a gimmick. You know, people either see it stick or get sick of it. But I think its actions speak louder than its words, which involve saying its own name 1,000 times. Everything from the confident look to the winged drapes, and the camel toe to make this Pokemon ooze with charisma. Citrus Berry and Unburden. A great combo for Swords Dance and Substitute to prepare it. So then it will use High Jump Kick and Acrobatics to strike hard. That's it really. Knowing that this Pokemon can keep up with Pokemon like Hariyama and Machamp, why didn't I add that to my top 10 worst Pokemon names? I can hardly say it properly. Anyway, it shows that a heavy champion is not always the right champion, thus showing how superficial the environment actually is when they didn't even give Simon Dean a shot at the title and win it. Oh, but when it's airborne, look out, sucker, because you're about to be sucked. Oh, what's that? It's based on a luchador and a bird of prey? Ha! Obviously! And it can draw inspiration from Aztec eagle warriors? Ha! Whoever didn't know that is stupid, despite me just finding out about it. Its name comes from hawk? Actually, I thought its name came from whore. And lucha. Okay. So, let's see what my top 30 standard Pokemon are. Let's go.